blackbirds had prophesied 25 years earlier. He moved slowly, his ears keen to the sounds of the night, his eyes acute in the blue darkness. He stopped to examine the cornstalks. He knew by the way the plants leaned lopsided like a tired woman, instead of bending over like a beaten man, that the other had moved through the field slowly and cautiously. He lifted his gun and brought the long black metal to rest in the crook of his neck. He liked the way the iron felt against his skin. It was cooling, and it calmed the clamorous rhythm of his heart. He was entitled to a little anxiety. He'd been patient for a long time, too long. And now the universe had fixed it so that he could put to rest this evil. God is good all of the time, he thought, as he stepped from the moonlit field and into the heavy darkness of the woods. Part 1. Bigelow, Winter, 1955. Chapter 1. Sugar made her way down the road. The wind pushed at her back, hurrying her along, and away from Bigelow and the people that gathered at the door of the church to watch her departure. The women hugged themselves for warmth, and smiled while nodding their heads and clucking their tongues in triumph, while the men, including the Reverend Foster, lifted their collars against the gale as they watched Sugar's long legs and hefty bottom fade away into the gloomy night. The men hung their heads. They would miss her, and the pleasure she'd given them. Good pussy gone, traveled through their minds as they patted their thighs in tribute. Sugar walked with her head up and shoulders back as she slowly made her way down the road that had brought her to Bigelow. She moved past Phalene's House of Beauty, which was closed and empty, but the laughter that had been there at Sugar's expense still echoed in her mind, fusing with the wind, adding to Sugar's sadness. Sugar rounded a tight bend, and the darkness swallowed her. Bigelow's residents cocked their heads and strained their eyes as they tried to penetrate the blackness, but she was gone. Not even the light tap-tap-tap of her heels could be heard. Satisfied, they returned to their pews and their Bibles as if she had never been there at all. Once out of their view, Sugar crumpled. Her shoulders slumped and her head dipped. The secret she carried with her tore at her heart and filled her eyes with tears. The secret hollered inside of Sugar's mouth, rattling her teeth, pushing her tongue to curl the words out. Sugar would not speak it, but she did write it. She'd scrawled it on the corners of napkins and at the bottom of the obit section of the county newspaper. She'd written it on a page in the Sears catalog, the one displaying hunting knives. She wrote it in block letters, sometimes in pencil or black ink, and once, just once, in red. She kept those tiny slips of truth folded into neat squares or crumpled into tiny balls, hiding them away in her coat pocket, because she knew she would be leaving Bigelow, and she had to take the secret with her. Lappy did it. When she got to the mouth of town, and was sure that the eyes of the Bigelow men and women were far enough away, she reached into her pocket and pulled her secret from its depths. They were heavy, those 3 little words on those tiny bits of paper. Heavier than the blows that Lappy Clayton had covered her body with, but not as heavy as the casket that held Jude's body. Sugar released the papers to the wind and watched as they danced and skipped their way across the cold, hard ground. She covered her ears as the words screamed out to her, "Lappy did it, Lappy did it, Lappy did it." Sugar wouldn't tell, but someone else one day would find one of those pieces of paper, and they would. She moved on, hoping that she would never have to return to Bigelow, but knowing that she would. Her life had been tailored that way. Her departure only guaranteed her return.